well, Sid. I remember what you told me. That if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Kuka is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. And not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The blight marches on. And soon, there'll be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go with them? Oh, thanks, Nan.
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot. There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav,
Already on my way, Captain.
be careful.
Aren't I always?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
What do you need? What do you want? That it? Fine. Wish I could take one of our birds.
Sid, reckon you might be...
Let's hear it.
Well, it's about this alembic the chief's got me. Lovely bit of kit, it is. Bunging a solution you want. Problem is, it won't always get rid of all the impurities. And with some of the stuff we need, which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooking off. And that's where I was hoping...
I imagine Ty could get some use out of this alembic too. Distilling medicine.
Prop!
So what exactly?
Nothing but bomb ash. Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the unit. You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it comes out clear. So, I did a bit of reading about where I might be able to... And do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb king. They leave them behind when they die, see?
I take it that's where I come in.
If you wouldn't mind. I saw a billet on the hunt board for one just the other day. Would have gone myself, but, well, fighting dirty great balls of flame isn't exactly my forte. You, on the other hand...
All right.
Thank you kindly. And a good hunting, eh?
Let's go. Run like the wind. Back to the stables, girl. Look what we have here. Greetings, Your Majesty. Nice try. Your reign is over. Now to collect the ash. This looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more. That should do it. If the wine needs more than this.
Crack the Still two? You joking?
Wish I could take them apart.
All right there, Sid? How's that?
I have it.
That's the stuff. And plenty of it, too. Enough to keep the Olympic bubbling away for a good old... You're a gent, Sid. Let nothing say up. Right then. Let's get this contraption up and running. There we have it. The Telemon Alembic. And it works just like the chief said it would.
Very impressive.
Says the man who cut down a burning boulder. Speaking of which, I still haven't returned the favor.
There's no need. The good it will do for the hideaway is reward enough.
Don't be silly. Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours? The one you keep your potions in. Reckon I could work some magic on that.
What kind of magic?
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test run of the Alembic that I reckon will make even the toughest lever supple as anything. Thought we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and the like. Save the hideaway a few gil. Ah, I reckon if we slap a bit on your bag, it'll loosen it up enough for you to squeeze in a bottle or two.
Well,
That's the spirit. Well, what do you reckon?
it certainly feels more...
Right?
Thank you.
No, for supporting Mid and the rest of us in our endeavours. Without you, we'd never have been able to discover. And I'm telling you.
crystal too.
Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help? What could be wrong with Torgor? He seemed well enough when I last saw him. Hopefully it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just in case. Blackthorn.
Not really, no.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. August was worried about you, that you might still be doubting your craft, even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Is there something else where perhaps sharing your thoughts might help?
That bastard's like a dog with a butt still. He's got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well, Karen showed me something. Something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me. The edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you?
No. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, but I can't say I'm not.
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows. I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgor?
So you can read. But I didn't say I were wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not, but he used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at him. Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something. You've not been working him too hard.
No harder than... Is that it, boy?
What was it you said he was?
That's what the lawsman see.
Then maybe this all has something to do with what?
I suppose things happen. Perhaps Hippocrates...
Instead of everything.
You're looking well, Ken.
What do you want?
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged and extreme.
Running around after...
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that. It's driving him.
Little wonder. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private, which made it nice.
Can you tell me who bought it?
You think I tell people who my clients? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you? Fine. If you stop mooning at me like... Lord Ignac's the man you want. Dalmekian bloke. Collects weapons. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my Reckon he'll still be at the inn in...
Thank you, Karen.
Oh.
I appreciate it. Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgor. Something's not right with him.
He isn't ill.
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite. She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what happened at...
I rather think she might be right. Though not about his... All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surf. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing, frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether as to where one might find a suitable substitute. Some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double.
I don't recall ever seeing it.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was
Even so.
Good hunting.
I don't know where Sid gets the energy.
Is that the thing, Thames?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
How may I help you today, Clive? Is everything we've received and everything promised? You earned this. All yours. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Clive.
That's why I'm here.
Shh, Otto. A little. Listen. I've some bad news. It turns out the hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders, and it's maybe my fault. But I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. 0. I can straighten it out, I swear, but it's gonna take some time, and I'm gonna need help keeping it from...
Be late for that.
There you are! What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. And I hope he'll dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why? Well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame. And, well, Lady Karen. But only 500 talents.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and, well, I must have made...
Those ledgers were my responsibility, and it was my decision to entrust them to you. This is not...
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's purse enough. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're gonna make this work.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are.
A little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lit. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
I'm sure there will be.
Should be me making the rounds, really. But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, arses to wipe and all that.
I know. Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 stop?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen...
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you.
Well, I suppose...
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen...
Really?
No.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here. But it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take...
A star, Ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto a bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as all. Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander. Word is, he was probably knew that without his... Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, and when Sid passed away, we were all...
His death was hard on everyone.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement. And rally, I reckon what he... And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're... That,
Come on. Run like the wind. It's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place. I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal?
Farewell.
Now, will it be? I say that answers my question, which means we owe the lawsman our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere.
You could say that.
So, Molly's leftovers were... That'll teach me for treating you like you... All right, now we know what you're after. I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
You can, aye. I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me. The bloody...
I was just on my way to see him.
Ah, Clive. Were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me. After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. But one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone. And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one Eikon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the Eikons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce.
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our...
Oh. People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
The St. Drake's Fang is gone.
My reputation will be ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a...
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? No. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events, he has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen. Yeah.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that...
Want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have...
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went?
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamil is said to pass through that
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell.
Ready, go? Run like the wind.
got company! Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off!
All yours, Torgo! Torgo, kill! Torgo, kill! Torgo, Titan!
This must be Ignac. Nothing seems all right.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effect. What shall I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make it.
For me? Well, wife, Redeem here tells me you wished...
A few moments of your time.
You're a bit...
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged...
Oh, Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever... Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack up. There's a brutal...
But how do they house?
Why, they use whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10... But it is the final stone which lends the blade its... A mineral quite foreign to this great realm. And that is the key. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke. Far rarer among collectors than even the... And a far...
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepare.
I am locked in bitter competition with a rival. I am one step ahead of the...
There are many.
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield, and is a perennial thorn in my... Farewell, Wyvern, may our path... Redeem! We must...
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right...
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting right now. Let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we? Sorry for the wet, but hopefully you look...
You learned something about...
I did better. Yes.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield.
Even so, is there some way it could be...
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the plate, but there'd be no replacing this little... I reckon we get a dozen swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see... no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine. Now that's something. What's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more, just imagine it. Good Valisthian steel with an edge as sharp as any I won't make a copy, nah.
I'm sure the curse breakers just...
I've been working day and night since I was half your age, and I'll still be... Hey, I owe you one. August 2. It's good to know someone's looking.
You'll be happy to hear you said...
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got... You come and find me when you've got...
Right.
What do you need? Not saying fortune, do you? Not bad, if I do say so myself. Anything else?
Is it business or pleasure? It'd better all be here. You'll not find a better price than that. You're rubbing me blind, you know. It'd better all be here. You're rubbing me blind, you know. You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be here. You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be here. You're rubbing me blind, you know.